Hello, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I am going to be doing another review, and that review is Tech Titans of China by Rebecca Fannin. I can't remember the subtitle of this book right now because I don't have it in front of me, but I was given this as a NetGalley I was given this as an arc from NetGalley. I also do not remember the name of the publisher. That will be down in the description box below. And this book already came out. It came out on September 26th. It's just taking me some time to get around to actually doing a review of this. So I picked this up because I was interested in seeing what business was like in China, what businesses they have, because China is an up and coming market and having a lot of big things happen there in China. So I kind of wanted to get like a look behind what is actually going on. And so Rebecca Fannin, she herself has a lot of experience in China and the businesses there. She's interviewed a lot of the top CEOs there. And so she has on the ground experience dealing with Chinese companies. I think she worked at an investment firm and she also writes for Forbes. So she's kind of had like this firsthand experience there herself, and she kind of relates that in this book, being in China and meeting these CEOs, seeing some of the events that they've done, meeting with investors here in the United States and getting their thoughts on business and the future of the business in China. So basically, this book looks at why companies in China, and at least in the tech sector, are doing so well, where they have some shortcomings, but really why they're doing so well and why they may do well in the future, and also why, if the United States isn't careful, those Chinese companies will overtake us. So the big companies in China right now, she calls them the big three: Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. And these companies are specializing in AI and web services, and they're really pushing the boundaries and innovating. And when it comes to the tech industry, like a lot before, it would, the author says, China was looking to Silicon Valley for inspiration for what they were going to do in China and kind of cloning some of that technology. Now it's Silicon Valley looking at what China's doing and trying to innovate and bring those things to the United States. For example, in China they have an app, I think it's called WeChat. I think it's WeChat, and that is like the super app over there. It's like their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter all combined into one. You can go to the store and pay for things with the Alipay, kind of like we have Apple Pay. I think Alipay was first before Apple Pay. The A lot of places in China have moved more so towards a more cashless society. So a lot of things over there, it's their Alipay. They're paying using like an online service rather than using cash or credit card. They're moving into 5G because the infrastructure for like the 3G and 4G stuff, we've had kind of all that stuff established before. They're kind of building it new, so they're moving into these like brand new infrastructure into like these 5G stuff. So you're really pushing the boundaries, these big companies, these big three, on what you can do in stuff like AI and web services and providing stuff like that. However, they do have up and coming competitors. There are small companies that are coming up. I think ByteDance, who actually owns TikTok is actually owned by a Chinese company, is pushing forward with innovations too. So the big three are definitely looking for ways to try to stay ahead, and they're acquiring companies and doing whatever they need to do, moving into other areas of the globe like India, Southeast Asia, in order to expand their market share. On the flip side of that, you have United States companies that have mostly failed to enter the Chinese market, mainly because you have to comply with Chinese regulations of censorship, and also because mainly U.S. companies try to run their companies the same way that they run U.S. companies in the U.S., and they try to run them like that in China. The companies that have been successful getting into China, like Starbucks and LinkedIn, have learned that you kind of have to let the Chinese division kind of do their own thing, because they know the lay of the land, they know how Chinese business works, and those are the companies that stay. So like Uber, for example, tried to get into China. That was a fail. Also, she highlights the fact that there's a lot of investment from the United States in China, and also a lot of investment from China into the United States. Now, a lot of that technological transfer and money between the two countries has kind of slowed down a bit, especially with the Trump trade war with China and stuff like that. But that doesn't, it shows like a little signs of slowing down, but China has shown a lot of momentum in spending money in their tech sector and kind of pushing how much money and investment they're putting in that sector, while the United States is kind of slowly falling behind, or at least slowing down in some areas. But they're definitely pushing the envelope in like AI, for example, in like providing sharing services, like for example, restaurants, instead of having their own kitchen, sharing kitchens with other people, bike sharing, ride sharing, and like apps like TikTok and gaming. They're really pushing the boundaries and trying to find ways to innovate and innovate fast, and be very successful and purposeful with how they're moving forward strategically. So it's kind of like a warning to the United States that we kind of have to keep up to, or Silicon Valley will indeed be looking to China for inspiration for their stuff, kind of in the same way China was back in like the early 90s. So if you are into Chinese business and you want to learn about the Chinese sector and how they compare to the United States, this would be a good book for you. Or if you're interested in business, or interested in, I think that this would be a great book for you. Or if you're just interested in learning about another country and like some of the stuff that they do they're different than the United States in business, I think this would be a great book. But that is the end of my review for this. I would give it a 4 out of 4 stars. I think it gives its information. She does a really good job of relaying the information very well, providing stats, charts and tables to kind of help you visualize what she's talking about when it comes to some of these companies' financials and things like that. So I definitely learned a lot from this book, a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, so like I said, if you're interested in business in China, this would be a great book to check out for you. Or in innovations in tech, because she talks about some of the innovations that these Chinese companies are currently working on. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, and also on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.